Welcome back to another ASMR which video. This video, as with I think all true crime content, comes with a trigger warning, and it is not suitable for children. This one is, they're all terrible cases that I cover. They're all tragic, and they're all unsettling, but this one just comes with a big heavy trigger warning due to it being about a young child. And a couple of you did request this case. I remember like a while ago somebody mentioned this case to me, and then recently somebody mentioned it again, and I was like, I need to do that. So if you recommended this, please let me know. I'm usually really good about commending the person that recommended it, but I think a few people have brought this one up to me. So I thought it was time that we talk about it. So I am gonna take a little sip of water, and then we can get started. My lemon water in a mason jar, because I am the mason jar witch. Okay. This is about Judith Eva Barsi, and as many of us know her as Ducky from Land Before Time, the voice of Ducky, and the voice of Anne Marie in All Dogs Go to Heaven, which are both films from my childhood. I don't know about you. So I remember several years ago when I heard about this, I was like shocked and just so bewildered by this case. So I'm gonna grab my notes. Judith was, I'm burping, excuse me. Okay, I think we're done. Judith was a child actress in the 80s. She was born June 6th, 1978. She had made several appearances on film and commercials. She was born in LA to Joseph Istvan Barsi and Maria Virovach. I hope I didn't completely mess up those pronunciations. Let me know. They were both immigrants who fled Hungary at different times, and they had moved to California and eventually met each other at a restaurant. she was making a good salary, 100,000 a year. So she was really helping her family to live comfortably in a beautiful house in the West Hills of LA. She was in more than 70 commercials and landed a role in Fatal Vision, and then in Jaws. She was also in Cheers, Punky Brewster, smaller characters. But she, when I said she was in Jaws, she was in Jaws the Revenge, not the original Jaws. And her claim to fame was providing the voice for Ducky in The Land Before Time and Anne-Marie and All Dogs Go to Heaven. Now, Joseph had become increasingly abusive and angry. He was an alcoholic. He often threatened violence on himself and his family. In 1986, his wife Maria did report him to the police, but pressed no charges. I feel like this microphone is about to fall. Let me... Okay. So Joseph continued to be abusive and violent, and Judith began to show signs of PTSD and stress resulting in, doing harm to herself and harm to others, and she was just showing telltale signs of being in a very unhealthy, toxic family life, and psychologists intervened, and CPS did become involved. The investigation was dropped, but Maria had made, plans and many efforts to begin to separate herself and Judith from Joseph and his abuse. It was very, very hard for her to do, and it took her several tries and several attempts and several plans. And on average, it does take a person that is being abused 7 tries before they leave the abusive relationship or abusive partner in domestic violence situations. So, it was really hard for Maria to make this decision. It's really hard when anybody is in a domestic violence issue situation to just be like, okay, I'm done, and up and leave right away. This is wrong. It's a lot. So on July 28th, 1988, 3 people were found dead of an apparent murder-suicide. The bodies had been covered in a flammable liquid, and a body was in the garage, a male body, with a single gunshot wound that was self-inflicted to the head, and this was indeed the Barsi family. Now, this was so tragic, and the Land Before Time and All Dogs Go to Heaven director, I believe his name was Don Booth, he said that Judith was incredible. She took direction so well. She was well beyond and he really wanted to do future work with her. And he wanted to use her in several other Land Before Time and All Dogs Go to Heaven sequels. But of course this didn't happen. The Land Before Time and All Dogs Go to Heaven were released posthumously, and the director was said to have dedicated the end credit songs to Judith's memory for both films. If you or someone you know is in a dangerous situation, such as the Barsi family, Maria and Judith, or in a unhealthy, toxic, scary relationship, do not hesitate to be there for them and advocate for them, and be knowledgeable of the signs, the power and control wheel, and other statistics about domestic violence. You can contact 1-800-799-7233 24/7, 365, or thehotline.org. There are a plethora of services out there and support for people in domestic violence situations, and hotlines and counselors, and it's very important that if you know someone who is in danger, again, to advocate for them, but to really educate yourself, because it's a very, very tough situation, and a lot of people can want to help people in these situations, but they tend to fall into victim blaming and being very harmful to the victims out of love, and asking questions, or why don't you leave, or why didn't you just leave? That's not okay, and we have to end the stigma of talking about domestic violence, but also end the victim blaming, and people advocating for people who are in these situations with such a very bad and negative outlook. So definitely educate yourself. When I was in college, family violence was one of the hardest courses I ever took mentally, but it was also one of the most powerful courses that I ever took, and I took away so much from that, and I learned so much about issues that I would go through later in life, issues people around me were going through, and just how to better advocate for domestic violence survivors and victims. And it's not easy, but again, I will put all of the links down below if you are in a situation or know somebody in this situation. There will be a plethora of resources down below. And as always, this is a safe space. The ASMR community in particular is, I think, one of the safest gesture.